Hello, everyone. My name is Isabelle, and my group, composed also by Jeff Louis, Luana Senna, and Thiago Juras, chose to talk about the film The Social Dilemma. The film is a Netflix original documentary released in 2020. It was directed by Jeff Orlowski and produced by Larissa Rhodes. The film is a documentary drama hybrid in which it illustrated a story about this topic, showing daily life with the technology we consume with fictional characters. The main issue of the film is how social media can control, manipulate, and instigate our feelings, emotions, and lives. How a small group of people, technology professionals who have designed and programmed social media, can influence billions of people around the world and profit from it. The film embraces the several damages that social media has caused in our society, such as the increase of mental illnesses like depression and anxiety, the problem of fake news around the world, the climate change neglect, and so many other problems. The documentary shows interviews with former workers of technology companies, such as Google, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and others. They tell their experience working behind all of it, the advantages and disadvantages, and the last being in evidence. Some other specialists expound the harm of this consumption, especially for the newest generation, exposing problems that our society is facing in relation to the high use of technology.
I am Luana, and I'm going to talk about the discussed issues in the documentary, which concerns the use and abuse of technology, a phenomenon extremely common in the 21st century. Regarding the linguistic matters, it is interesting to point the mechanism used to persuade people to use social media. As the documentary well displayed, big tech corporations Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn compete for the attention of users through triggers. Those triggers, such as advertisement piece of a pair of sneakers that match the user's taste in clothes, or a photo of a friend you haven't contacted in a while, are developed by people who specialize and work with strategies to engage others in social medias. The motive that makes them pay attention to those ads and, consequently, make profits to those corporations. An interesting phrase used in the documentary is: if you are not paying for the product, you are the product. Therefore, catchphrases and images are constantly modified, adapted, and applied in advertisement in ways of attracting customers in an individual manner and assuring you to keep scrolling and get addicted to apps and buying. The consequences of this extensive time spent online are portrayed through numerous occurring conflicts and pretty much impact their social, uh, phys- physiological, and psychological ways of thinking. The first I wanted to discuss, and the main discussed in the documentary, is polarization. Polarization is the division into two opposites, and it happens because through adapting to the user's preferences, the algorithm ends up showing only what the customer wants to see. Then it is easier to be manipulated by those ads because you do not have contact with ideas opposed to yours, making you unable to think critically and separate what is real and what is being advertised to you as real. In this situation, fake news are hard to distinguish and are even much more shared than truthful news. Overall, ignorance and dissemination of dangerous discourses such as vaccination and cyberbullying are widely spread and supported. Polarization becomes the norm in all sections of society, especially in politics and concerning public health.
The narrator situates the discourse using voices of people who work at the corporate missionary and who intend to bring awareness in their perspectives to the danger and manipulation through online information. Ernst reminds us of 1984 by George Orwell. In the book, the author shows the life of Winston Smith, a character who lives in a dystopian world where a totalitarian state monitors everyone at the time and manipulates all the kind of information which is against the government. In this book, Winston works for the Ministry of Truth, an organization that is dedicated to altering, manipulating, and transforming information that reaches people so they perceive the totalitarian government in a positive way. Even though we see Winston's awareness throughout the story, we realize how difficult it is to fight against those who hold our information. Also, we get shocked when we see the slogan of the totalitarian regime, which was war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. But back now to the social dilemma, a story is portrayed where the protagonist, a teenager, uses social media in ways of maintaining contact with a person who he seeks romantically, but later falls into the bubble of an extremist and violent ideology. And in truth, the positive intermittent reinforcement, a cycle of addiction happens and makes him scroll the screen more and more, getting absorbed on a singular speech. So, the voices represented as dominant are the voice of those who earn with this model, and also populist and authoritarian governments which maintain power by spreading fake news and keeping the status quo that benefits them.
Behind our phones. In the context of the conflicts, power relationships become more evident. As shown in the movie, their true industry with depicts their consumers users, the drug is ones, and their online is ones. As already mentioned, power relationships are noticeable when democracies become threatened due fake news, manipulation of truth, conspiracy theories, and alienation of people inside of their social bubble. Another interesting aspect is the relationship between technology developers and their own use of social media and perception of society impact on their creation. Some of them take notice of how much time and energy they spend on apps, but still cannot avoid picking up their phones all the time. Their users, in general, do not even realize that they are being manipulated, or what they believe is what they believe in is not something random, but specifically manufactured to adapt to your liking and accommodate perspective stance, with your stance to lean on. The solution that the documentary proposes then is text and information that corporations receive from users, such as regulating this online environment and all the social media content become less harmful to people's mental health.